Good day. Good day, everyone. It's 8:08 here, a.m. and 46 degrees here in Maine. Just in case anyone knows who I am, the channel Hugan Bliss, The Road to Happiness, and the man behind the camera is me. You can call me Will or William. Just whatever you do, don't call me late for supper, okay? I don't know how to start it, but here I am. Here I am. It's okay. I'm starting to get used to just doing videos again. And it's been a while, but it's okay. How's everyone's day? How was your evening? And wherever you are, grand rising, good day, and good evening. And may your day be wonderful and great. Oh, by the way, I just wanted to say something. Yesterday, I didn't get a chance to do what I had said Monday. My son-in-law was busy and things didn't work out the way they did. Like I said, that's right. I don't enjoy making plans for anything because, see, exactly what happens is things get in the way. So I didn't end up getting that done, but I got other things done. But it's okay. See, I mean, mishaps always happen, and I'm kind of a point where I used to worry about it a lot, not getting things done when I wanted them done. But now it's just you got to let it go. You can't bring any extra, because you hold on to that stuff, and then it's no longer a use to you. You know, you'd start hindering your way of life and the way you think. So you got to let that stuff go. Jeez, I wish I could be like my own video, but I can't. That's okay too. Hey, everybody. Hello to the two that are in here in the chat. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. This is just a general live. I don't have any topics or any particular plans. Anybody that has any thoughts or mentions in the chat, please feel free. Maybe we can create a topic. I'm just sitting here patiently, just trying to think of something that maybe the universe or something wants me to talk about. Life is good. I guess, recently, I just got back from dropping off the children to school. And the last couple of weeks have been a pleasure. It helped quite a bit because Owen started a week early, and it was difficult for him to go to school and watch his sister stay home. So that was a struggle. But as soon as Kennedy started going to school, Owen stepped up to be a really big brother. And I'm so happy how when things work out without having to think that you have to fix it, You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, there's something wrong. You got to fix it. In this case, I didn't have to do that. I used the patience and the understanding that knowing one way or another, something's going to work out in a positive way. And lo and behold, this is like week 2. And I wish I could show you the difference. But for me, it's not good to see the negative side. And plus, it's not fair to Owen, too. But it was a wonderful transformation in how Owen's growing up. And I'm so grateful to be a part of this alignment of being one of the mentors in his life, because I'm sure I'm not the only one, and I'm sure there's many mentors that's going to come into one's lives, you know? You know, I perceive things from a different light, from a different lens, from a different set of eyes, not just seeing what is, right? I'm seeing beyond what I see. I'm seeing the positive perspectives and the outcomes just by setting back and allowing things just to unfold itself, and understand that I am the divine soul living a human experience. And that this that I'm seeing in reality, in a sense, is all a vibrational energy. Okay, that's what we all are. That's the God essence of everything, is the energy that we all create. And in many ways, we can create positive or negative energy. This body is a human battery. It's a cell, and you can recharge it, you can drain it, and sometimes you have to throw them away. But the reality is if you understand the core essence of all being is energy, I guess it's an easier and a lighter way of saying that we are all what is and what isn't. That sometimes we have to ask ourselves, you know, does it really matter? And many times I have to re-enlighten myself and realize that even in an uncomfortable situation, realizing that after this conversation, is this conversation really going to matter in my life? Is it going to have any direct effect positively? Or is it all going to be a negative effect? Because if that's the perception, then we understand that it's probably something we don't want to hold on to. And we have to understand and detach ourselves from the idea that just because one soul is venting and having a bad day doesn't mean that you are. And that's tough, because sometimes we do take on other people's stress and anxiety. And it's important to realize you need to release that and surrender that part of it, because we can get to a point where the battery can no longer be charged and the battery has to be thrown away. And we don't like that, because that means the body is done. So we have to take really conscious care of this delicate soul, this cell we've had the opportunity and gifted to be in. So I think seeing it from a lighter side of the road, so to speak, you know, the brighter side, I think it makes things look a little bit easier. But looks in this world are very deceiving, because there's so many things that are involved in the decisions that a person, an individual has to make. And a lot of that's influenced by our surroundings and our society. You know, watching too much social media, holding on to the phone, waiting for someone to call, or just waiting for that some form of that dopamine attention to get you all excited. It's no different than someone taking drugs and having an addiction. It's basically the same thing. And I've learned how to moderate that and to utilize my sobriety and alcoholism too, that no matter what, I know that it's just going to take one more drink to get me going. And it's funny, it's up to me whether I do that or not. It's choices, free will. Feel free to comment or make a message saying who you are and come on in and say hi. I don't bite. I'm actually a loving and kind soul that sometimes along the way has been misconstrued into being an evil, dark person that worships the devil, I guess, so to speak. And that's not even true at all. But it just shows you how minds can manipulate others and turn you into something that you're completely not. And there's so much music out there. A perfect example is Eminem wrote a song, I am what I am. If I wasn't, you wouldn't say I was. So just embracing, I don't want to embrace that negativity, but I was just showing an example that one person can create a narrative for you that's not even true, and go with it. Because out here in the World Wide Web, you're not known by anybody. No one lives with you. No one lives in your community. No one actually knows who you are as an individual. But yet, these evil people that don't even know you can start rumors about you and how this guy can't be this loving and kind all the time. He's going to have problems in his life. Well, yeah, we all have issues. No, I don't have a positive perspective every second, every 24 seconds of the day. No, because I live in an environment that's constantly changing and evolving. So that's not going to be normal. But as a whole, yeah, that's who I am. I like to try to find loving and kind things to do for other people. And it's not hard to do. But the perception of, hey, Sergio, how are you, buddy? From Utah. Beautiful Utah. Thank you, sir, for coming in. I appreciate it. And if you don't mind, can you please hit the like button? That would be awesome, too. But if you don't, that's fine, too. I'm rolling with it either way. But I need to have some successful perception. You know what I'm saying? Because if I wasn't, I don't know. It just wouldn't be me, would it? But I can never control what others say, think, or do. I can only control myself and what I do. Got the plaid on today, guys. It's kind of chilly. I have all kinds of favorite colors. One of my colors, hey, good day, Wild Edibles. How you doing? Good to see you today. How's life going? I know it's well. It's getting better. I know it is. Haven't talked to you in a while. A lot of the people that come in and see me, I understand that you're still watching. You just want to be doing it in silence and mind your own business, I respect that a lot because I tend to do that too. I tend to go in and not get into a live chat and talk, but I'm still there. And I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm cold, LOL. Yeah, it's 46 degrees here in central Maine, central part of Maine. Wild Edibles, I believe you're from Canada, huh? I believe you are. I'm not sure. I think you are, but you've been a member, or you've been a follower of my channel for probably 5 years or so too. So I appreciate it. Sergio's been a long time member too. I completely understand and respect people's privacy, and I guess that's yeah. I watch after. Yes, Canada, Ontario. Yeah, I'm very close to Quebec, Canada, which is 72 miles from the Canadian border from my house. From the Quebec, Canada. That's where I'm from, and which isn't really that far away, to be honest with you. 72 miles, probably an hour and 15 minutes, hour and a half, maybe. I don't know, guesstimating, but that's what I'm doing. So yeah, I wrote I wrote a poem yesterday that I haven't posted yet, but it's about. I think it's going to be controversial because I read a book the other day of deities and gods and the establishment of the America in the United States, and how certain I shouldn't say churches, but individuals. I'm about 4 to 6 hours away from Ontario border. Holy you're way out in the tundra, out in rural Canada per se, huh? That's pretty awesome. But the deity, if anybody, I'm not going to say the name per se, but I'm going to describe what the deity looks like and see if anybody in the comments can tell me what deity it is. It's the deity with the golden mane, with the lion's head, with the long, slippery body, slivering and holding his neck high. What am I? That's all there is. That's the trivia. But it's a deity that a lot of evil people decided to worship and still are worshiping. And it's just something that I wrote down as a poem. I'll probably produce that today after my live video. Cottage country. I live in a small town. Very nice. Very nice. I can't really call my town very small because we're a county seat. I don't know if you guys understand what that is, but we live in a county, and we're one of the county seats, which means, I don't really know what that means per se, but and I couldn't tell you how many people live here. Probably 7,000 people. Probably 45 to 7,000 people in my town. My town's pretty old. It's an old mill town. I have many videos about my town if you guys want to go back into the archives and check them out. This town's really cool because it was made with an island around it. You know what I mean? So there's 2 bridges that connect the town, and we have a walking bridge, and we have a regular standard swinging bridge, and I have videos of those too. It's been a long time since I've read about that. I can't remember the names offhand. Yeah, I'm not going to mention who it is. I know you're talking about the trivia. That's something that I want you guys to go look up yourself. It'll probably be extremely disturbing to most people because a lot of people aren't aware of it. And believe it or not, the wealthy and rich elites do not follow the same rules as we do, as far as their suggestion is just go to church and be saved, when they follow a different set of rules with a different demigod. and idols that they believe in. So it's difficult, but I'm going to keep it hush hush. You guys will figure it out, or whoever, watches the video. Because my description was pretty awesome, because it's definitely something that you're going to end up going down the rabbit hole, and you're probably not going to believe it. And then you're going to be like, oh my word, okay, this guy's no dummy. We all believe in certain things, and there is a grander power other than ourselves. And it's the one that created the universe. It's the energy. It's whatever everyone thinks it is. I don't really want to get into that debate, because no one person's greater than themselves, and no one's greater than anyone else, even though the wealthy elite believe that. They have their own personal little handbook that was written in 1933 of rules and laws and regulations that the common people should obey. It's crazy. I forgot the name of it, but I was listening to a video about him explaining it. It was pretty neat. So I shouldn't say neat, but very fascinating, as the veil is so thin right now and knowledge is so plentiful, and you just got to be careful on what knowledge you're taking in. I only take in knowledge that vibrates and resonates towards me, that comes to me, that's invited itself to me to go and see. That's how I work. But I agree. What date? 1933, the book was written. I don't know the particular author off the top of my head, but it's just the written laws of the rich elites on rules that we have to obey. So yeah, 1933, it wasn't that long ago. And this was all the stretch to change America to the United States, a corporation. And that all happened pretty quickly too, after the Civil War, 1855. And that was when we enacted the Federal Reserve and created the United States Company, not America anymore. There's so many things that, the average constituent isn't aware of history, because it's been rewritten and erased. So you have to really go do some deep diving to realize the true history of America and how it was established. Before we even became America, we were just the colonies. Do you realize that the Catholic Church wasn't even welcome over here? The common people didn't want them here, which is really fascinating. They wormed their way in, and then they changed the fundamental society of what America was supposed to be. And it was all changed fundamentally through the church. And if you really want to do some more research, by the time America was established, everything was established around the church mentality. Even the YMCAs of the world, even today, are all funded by the Catholic Church. And I bet no one even realizes that. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but all you have to do is just follow the crumb trail. Follow the crumb trail to see who rules the world. It's crazy. And if you guys really want to go, check out the Rothschilds. The richest family in the whole entire world. Rothschilds family. Go take a look at them and where they lead, and how Jerusalem and Israel, how did Israel become a country? Okay, that's a good question. Does anybody know how Israel became a country? Ask the Rothschilds how it became a country, because they'll tell you the truth. It's right out there in paperwork. They already said they developed it. There's so many things out here in the world that is so thrown under the carpet, and you can see the big piles of dirt under the carpet, but you just don't care to even just pick it up to see what it is. Because who knows? Is it really dirt? It could be laundry filled with bloodshed. Because in my opinion, the whole existence of man has been built and based upon bloodshed, fear, control, power, all of it. So it's hard for me to see it from this regular false lens anymore. I have to see it. I want to know more. I want to dig deeper. And it's just crazy. Historical things that have been said. And this is another thing too. I don't know. Oh, what the hell is his name? Trudeau. What was his first name? Oh, John Trudeau. I don't know if anybody knows John Trudeau. But there's a guy that was way ahead of his time that I've been watching and studying. And I've watched a couple of his videos, for an example. And I think he's Native American, to be honest with you. But anyway, I'm getting off topic, which I always do too, because I just stare off. I can't stay on one thing. But yeah, let's see what happens here. We just learned war history, nothing about certain topics. Nah, I'm good. I'd rather watch people like you. Oh yeah, that's lots of turn off because of fear mongering. I go for a walk outside then. Yeah, that's true. See, I mean, we're being fed all this stuff for us to obey. You know what I'm saying? Not for us to be able to think for ourselves. History was written by the victor. And if you don't do any of the extra research on history, you're only going to learn from the victor's perspective. But what happened to the ones that survived? The freedom fighters, the ones that didn't go along with the status quo. Whatever happened to all those people? And then I got looking deeper and deeper, and a lot of these people that were against this fight, they were extinguished. They were gone. You know, whether they beheaded, and we see this today, and it's very clear now. And I don't want to scare people, and I want people to think that I'm taking sides, because this is an objective side. I'm looking at it from a different perspective, outside looking in. Okay. And Donald Trump, for a perfect example. I mean, I get so many perspectives. Someone asked me, how do you think Donald Trump's doing? And to be honest with you, I told the person, I don't know. I don't have enough information on it. I haven't been watching it. And, well, I think he's doing great. Well, okay, well, I asked the question back, well, what's he doing that's so great? And the individual just said, oh, he's just doing good. He's a businessman. We need a businessman. Well, that's not a good answer of what you were trying to say. So this is the reasoning why I stay out of politics, and I try to stay out of it objectively, because my opinion and his opinion doesn't even matter at the end of the day either way, because it's not the life that I choose to live and to follow. I'm not following my life through politics. That's just not the direction I'm going. Okay, Nova Scotia. That's a place that I want to go and visit someday. And I want to go to Newfoundland too, Newfoundland. Stop taking Ontario. Yeah, that's true. Nature and grounding and being out here helps drastically. I mean, the whole summer, I spent summer swimming by a beautiful lake in Lakewood, and the kids loved it. And I needed that. Absolutely. It's really, I don't know what it is up there and where you live, Wild Edibles, but you can tell fall is coming, because the mornings you wake up and you can see all the deep, dense fog. And my opinion is the earth itself is warmer than the air. So that's how it's creating. And it actually looks like it's opposite. It looks like it's coming down from the sky. But my opinion is, if the sky is full of clouds already, it's blocking it from going up into the atmosphere. So it's holding it down. So it's just locking that in. And it's kind of weird, because you'd think that the geothermal heat would make it warmer, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I'm just guessing. I'm just saying what I'm thinking. But it is what it is. I just think it's interesting. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's frosty. I mean, 46 degrees, it's kind of chilly, especially for September. It's, a little different. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for the like, too. I appreciate that. And thanks for the ones that come in and have a conversation. I really appreciate that, too. It makes it more comforting. It allows your brain to be settled a little bit more, because there are people out there that want to show interest and see how you're doing and who you are. And then it brings joy to somebody, and it makes people feel happy and upbeat and wanting to do more of it. You know what I mean? So thank you. And I appreciate your kindness and stopping by and having a conversation with me, Wild Edibles. I appreciate it. Roundup and all that stuff's not good stuff to be spraying around anywhere. When I worked a few summers as a landscaper and building rock walls and landscaping. And I'm grateful that the boss that I work for didn't use that stuff, because, to be honest with you, I don't know if you guys know the manufacturers of Roundup used to be. I don't know. They sold the company after they started realizing they were getting sued. But it's a company called Monsanto's, and it's a very multi-billion-dollar company. They have their hands in a lot of things, and not for the greater good of humanity. That's just what I'm going to say. You guys do your own homework, but if you want to look up Monsanto's, look it up. And they're the ones that were the ones putting the evil, nasty chemicals, the forever chemicals, into Roundup to kill things and to create cancerous viruses and really bad stuff with the people that are using it. I know a lot of landscapers that still use it today, and I'm sorry they do. Yeah, usually I'm watching from my other channel, Wild Collections. Yes, I know who it is, and they're into everything. Yeah. Monsanto's, George Soros. We can go on and on and on of all the evil elite corporations that try to keep us down using the Machiavellian ruler's book guide that we should all be following too. Just to say something crazy. It's not me against the world. It's the world against me, right? I don't know. It doesn't really make sense. But it's nothing like that. Nobody's against anyway. It's the mentality and the thought and the mindset that they want people to live in. They want you to live in fear of someone's coming to get you, or you can't do what you freely want to do because they're going to shut you down. All these things are fear mongering. They're getting you to stand still and be stuck, so you can't follow the direction that you should be following. And we can all do this in silence. We don't have to have everyone know our business. And there's the all-seeing eye, and they say and they know, and they make sure you know that there are cameras everywhere. We all know that. But do you think I really care? If I'm doing something right and I'm not doing anything wrong, 9 times out of 10, I don't even realize the cameras are even there. But it is a complete violation of your human rights. Plain and simple. Yeah. Forever chemicals. It's the stuff that come out of the airplanes. I call them chemtrails. And they're extremely dangerous. And because of the nanobot technology, and it's really hard to realize that what's dropping out of those planes is just chemicals. I mean, they're nasty dust, metal particles that we are ingesting every day in this battery. And if you actually think about it, metal is an awesome conductor of electricity. So if your body is just consumed with metal particles because you're ingesting, then you're an easy conductor. You are going to be one that's going to be targeted. That's why it's so important to do cleansing rituals, going outside in nature, barefooted. There are certain specific frequencies that you can start using to help your body heal that from that. I don't want to get into great details about that as well. I don't feel extremely comfortable at this point to tell everybody about that. But yeah, frequency healing is very important. Anyone can see it all out there. Sweats. Yeah. You're very high. You're informative, Wild Edibles. You understand a lot of perspectives too. That's one of the main reasons why I created Orgonite. I don't know, 11 years ago, I started making Orgonite because I did my homework and my research and I loved it. And I've got tons of pieces around, you know what I mean? And I created that thing to try to combat and to try to help me in my healing process. Yeah. There is no one here there's no one coming down to save us, Wild Edibles. There's no one coming down from the heavens to save us. The churches try to say that the more that you give communion and give more donations, we'll save your soul, or we're going to give you all the riches that the world is giving you. And this is what the churches also tried to do to the world. What's the new rounded view, and what are the topics are you talking about, so we can maybe have a conversation about it? Everyone has a different perspective, and I'm not here, and I've told everyone time and time again, my job isn't here for anyone to follow me. My job is just to speak freely, my God-given right, and practicing my Second Amendment right, to be able to express myself through my expressions, through my voice, through my words, and whatever that may be. There should be no limitation from what that is. Using mindful thought and not using curse words, but I think we can get our point across without having a fist fight or someone getting shot in the face, or, you know what I'm saying? There's respect out here, and there should be respect given. If you're a good person, you are usually pulled by your gut. What's right? Yeah, everything starts from the gut. I agree with that. Yeah, because we all have to understand there's more than just two perspectives as well. You know what I mean? There's the great story of the three monkeys. You know what I'm saying? You hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. Okay? It's the same idea. There's multiple perspectives. We're all being watched by the Grand Creator, the highest of high. We all have to answer to something when we leave this planet. We all have to be accountable for what we've done. We're not going to get away with it one way or another. And I don't necessarily believe in karma, and I don't necessarily believe in coincidence, so to speak, because relativity makes more sense to me. Okay? Relativity, something that's connected on an energetic frequency, makes more sense to me. Yeah, I mean, there was a while back where I was having extremely acid reflux and gut issues, and realizing that the source was coming from my stress and anxiety and worry of what things, and I just let go of it. You know what I mean? You have to let go of it. This world is not designed to worry. This world was designed to find peace and joy and enjoyment out of it and express life to its fullest, and whatever that may be. A lot of traffic today. The world's busy as usual. Thank you guys for the second like. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate it. Yeah, we're all alchemists. We're all magicians. We live in a magical... See, this is the thing that Jesus tried to explain to the world before he was brutally assassinated, was that we are all the alchemists. We are the creation. We are the ones that create and do. We're the doers, right? We're the ones that manifest into this physical reality through our thoughts. We're all destined to create. We're all creators in our own way. It's pretty warm in here. Whew. I think tomorrow what I'm going to do for my one, I think I'm going to introduce the internet world from my perspective, Mary Baker Eddy. I think I'm going to take out the old Science and Health with Key to the Scriptures by Mary Baker Eddy tomorrow and pick up some key points in there of what I've learned throughout my childhood of an interesting lady that had a profound impact on my existence and my life here on this earth plane. And I just find her very fascinating. She was one of very few females in the 1800s to create a church with very beautiful fundamentals and foundations, and that the world could actually get a lot of benefit from. And I'm grateful for that. So I think tomorrow I might read a couple passages from that book. But anyway, it's getting about 45 minutes, 42 minutes, 43. So I'm going to get off here. Thank you very much, Wild Edibles, for your wonderful conversation today. I greatly appreciate it when you come in. You're a breath of fresh air, and it's nice to see your ray of light shine. Be well, my friend, and thank you so much for being here. Have a great day. Sending love and light. I am a lighthouse, steady and strong for the world.